I mean, you don't expect Nixwater to smash that lane as he would on a traditional mid laner. So in that case, I actually kind of agree. Looks like the mid lane's looking really aggressive. One thing about the Fiddlesticks and Caitlyn combo is that you get to push out really, really easily, and it's not the easiest time for Lucian to do a counter attack. Oh, one of them getting a free hit.
Yeah, and Fiddlesticks is one of the best supports, and we actually have a little dance in the jungle with Tainted One trying to no smite war, but they are both trying to get that big rave. Oh. And who wins? Oh, Red Hot Raze is actually the one to get the big rave.
Yeah, really nice use of the. I mean, it was kind of lucky using the
Dark Wind.
The Dark Wind.
Yeah.
But he got something out of it, and Minas here having to farm under the turret is not the easiest time for Lucian against this Caitlyn Fiddlesticks combo. We were talking about how aggressive it can be as well. So looking really good for them so far. Look at that, 10 CS ahead Caitlyn is right now, and the harass will not stop.
Yeah, and it looks like I may have to eat my words because Nixwater is dealing some amazing damage on the Goldens. He's already burned through some of his pots, his first pot already, and it seems that Nixwater is just completely zoning Goldens out.
Yeah, I guess the zone should be there. What I don't think will happen later on though is that once they both hit 6, LeBlanc should not be able to like just insta burst him down. In fact, Zack's level 6 burst is actually pretty insane for one of those tanky type champions. Oh, the Dark Wind harass as usual.
Yeah, and we actually have Tainted Ones trying to camp Nixwater's lane because he's already pushed up so far. So let's just see if the synergy between Golden and Tainted Ones actually kind of works out. Alright,
here we go. Nasa's coming from the side. Tainted One's dropping the Wither onto Nixwater, and that one distortion will save his life. No follow-up by Goldens with no elastic slingshots. So if you can't get at least one bit of CC onto LeBlanc, he can get really, really slippery.
Yeah, but maybe Tainted One's mission there was just to kind of alleviate some of the pressure for Goldens to actually bring himself back up in far, because as we see some fighting going up there in the top lane, but like I said, the farm discrepancy in the bottom lane by both the so-called AP carries, I would say, is in favor of Nixwater definitely.
And QTV here doing such a great job at kicking like XXF out of the lane. Safety coming from the side, gets to use the flash off of XXF. He burns that barrier just a bit prematurely. Condemn already thrown out. This is it. Ignite drops down, and Bloodwell will prop for safety. That's one thing down. Red Hot Raze coming in. The Wither from NASA's dropping the Spirit Fire. Red Hot Raze gets the fear off safety, and that's a first kill here for Red Hot Raze. QTV running low on mana and will not be able to finish Tainted Ones with that.
A very good response and rotations coming from the Kuala Hunters. Yes, they gave it the first blood, but at least they got the consolation kill onto safety.
Yeah, that was actually really helpful for the guys. And it does, in a way, however, take SAJ some sort of advantage in the mid lane. They can finally push Walens back a bit and get that farm back up to speed. Look at that, 44 to 39. When he was previously 10 CS off, it's now only 5. But of course, Walens has this wave coming in.
Yeah, so I actually expect them to put in some more aggression after they actually back off. And
oh man, QTV are taking 2 free turret hits.
Turret hits not good.
No, not good. Especially if that was unnecessary. You don't want to give Vayne that advantage early on. Oh, and you brought him missing out one of his bigger spells. He could have stopped Goldens, at least brought Goldens into Bloodlet form. And because of that small mistake, is going to cost him that little bit of presence in lane.
Yeah, but nevertheless,
getting the knock up here on Red Hot Raze. They follow up with the binding. Minas will get that kill. Very nicely done by the full team. I mean, both Junie and Safety managed to chain those CCs up.
Yeah, a very good thing about the Morgana Lucian lane on top of the Aatrox gang is that Lucian's level 3 burst output is crazy. Talking the Lightbringers, especially with the double hits, and he's just able to use Piercing Light, use Lightbringer passive, and then just destroy fragile support such as Fiddlesticks.
Right, yeah, Fiddlesticks has one of the lowest base stats ever, so that's always a good thing. Minas here, they're going to go for the red smite wall. Tainted One's coming up. The elastic slingshot comes in, and oh, very nice use of the black shield, but Golden's going to fall into safety. That's one kill down. Golden's getting ahead. Junie having to burn that flash, and while it's throwing a very nice kill of Peacemaker, followed up by the ace in the hole, will not finish him off.
Yeah, and off that, red invade, KLH manages to chase away SAJ and decides to take the dragon because they kind of have that, 4-man advantage here in the Dragon Pit.
Right, and with that, they also managed to pick up this Dragon with QTV trying to go hard onto XXF. The ultimate is about to drop off. So no, it was just a nice little disengage coming in from XXF. He will live to fight another day.
Yeah, QTV will be very happy with that trade because he forces XXF out of the lane and this allows him to just snowball that lane even further.
Right, and next one, once again missing a very crucial ethereal chains. I almost said ethereal, this is disgusting. Alright, so with that being said, mid lane, looks like the current gold score is actually pretty much okay. It's like 7,000 gold, 6,000 gold different. Not that much considering it's only pre-10 minutes. No one's getting that far ahead. And I'm kind of surprised because KLH did manage to pick up a Dragon, but it didn't get them that far ahead. Nyx Water also doing extremely well prior to what we were possibly. He gets the chains off. Nyx Water getting some harass in with the distortion and the surge of silence. Very nice mastery and use of. Oh! Look at that exercise. My commentary is like so skewed because there's so many things going on at one time. QTV getting hit back out of the thundering blow and to the skies combo. And XXF picks up one really good kill.
Yeah, I like how Tainted One just waited in a tri-bush because he knew that XXF was low and QTV really wanted to make that turret die because he had so much health, but he definitely wasn't expecting Tainted Ones to be there. Use the Wither and then the Silver Bolt's proc as well as the Wither combo just prevents QTV from getting away from that.
Absolutely, and that game, I mean, XXF was behind before, but now he's at least gotten some of his advantage back, and that's always helpful. Nyx Water as well, running low on the manas. While Golden's, being that no resource champ, he's going to be able to stay in lane against farm. Now that he's gotten the Negatron cloak at the very least, and soon he's going to pick up that Spirit Visage, he's going to be here for a long time to come.
Definitely. I mean, the burst potential coming out from Nyx Water is high, but having that MR is definitely going to help negate some of that burst.
Yeah, it's so difficult to bring Golden's down. I mean, when you're against Zac, more than anything else, you gotta watch out for that passive. Once your burst is done as LeBlanc, you have to wait a bit more for that distortion to come back in to take out those boblets.
Yeah, I just want to go back to this Jace pick because Jace is indeed a very strong laner when compared to a solo top Vayne. But do you think that QTV is still going to build that Tear of the Goddess? Because he has definitely not rushed that Tear of the Goddess, but has picked up a Mana Crystal. What do you think that Mana Crystal is going to become?
It could become a Sheen. We see some Trinity 4 style Jaces who have come out recently, and that has actually worked in the cases I've seen so far. I don't think it's going to be Tear of the Goddess anymore now with that nerf coming into every time he switches from MC Hammer to the cannon.
Then look at that burst damage coming out from QTV.
Oh, getting the stun! Getting the stun! It's just going to be a bit more changes to the auto attack, and QTV picks up that kill. Rodwell coming out as well. Safety having used that Dark Flight.
Takes a turret shot for it, and I think Tainted Ones is easily going to take up that kill, and it seems like QTV and Tainted Ones is going to go for the fight as well, and the double kill coming in for Tainted Ones with the help of Wildlands with the ace in the hole.
Very nice follow-up by Wildlands and Red Hot Rays. Let's go to a replay and see exactly what happened once again. So they manage at XXF, they stay under the turret just a bit too long with that. Safety is just taking those turret hits like a boss. QTV goes in for the two guys, and XXF gets this really clutch condemn, buys him some extra time, forces Safety to take so many turret hits, while QTV finishes that one off with the auto attack. But that time is actually really crucial, so Tainted Ones here comes from the side and just sweeps up this kill.
Yeah, and look at the rotation coming in from both Fiddlesticks as well as Caitlyn. The ace in the hole will come in right now, and then after that, Tainted Ones just pick up the double kill.
It was actually very well coordinated from these guys, and I've not seen this level of play from KLH in the longest time. I'm really happy to see that they're at least getting that map pressure and that rotation right.
Yeah, the synergy coming in from the fact that the mid lane is now actually held up by Wildlands as well as Red Hot Rays. They've been making some fantastic rotations to actually help XXF relieve some of the pressure that he's been getting from QTV in the top lane.
Oh, and QTV going hard onto XXF again, trying to get that trade up, and QTV will still manage to get it. I was wrong though, he did go for the Tears of the Goddess.
Very interesting, 12 minutes and he just picked up the Tear of the Goddess. I only expect that Tear of the Goddess to actually get fully stacked, built into the Mirror Mana, only at about 30 minutes or so.
Well, yeah, it's probably going to be around, usually they start at the 7-minute mark, it gets done about 22. So with that being said, it's probably about the 28 to 30 minute mark. It's going to be a big deal. Next one here manages to pop the passive, Cell Divided now. He's going to wait for the distortion at the very least, I think. Or will he not be able to get anything at all? Oh man. no damage whatsoever, but burns the flash in response. Very nicely done. Tainted was coming from the side. Tainted seems to be the boss, and I think this is
use Fury to sense distortion. May not be able to allow Nick's Wall to get away. He uses the Snake Siphoning Strike.
Yep.
Wow, look at that damage coming in from Tainted Ones.
He's been really on form. 303, and I love how he went to get the boots of swiftness. That's gonna make him like just he doesn't need to stop for anything whatsoever. While it does reduce movement speed slows, because he already has Spirit of the Ancient Golem for the extra tankiness and of course the tenacity. Now Judy coming from the side. We haven't seen that many big plays coming up from Morgana yet, but he gets that binding onto Wallet while they take the bottom lane. Nothing going on to in the mid as well.
Yeah, and the extended laning phase itself is, like I said, is definitely going to be in favor of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters because of the hyper carries. And look at how much damage Tainted Ones is doing right now. And if this trend kind of continues, his Siphoning Strike is now like 135 damage at 13 minutes for a jungle Nasus. That's pretty good. And like I said, if they manage to kind of snowball and if Vayne and Nasus reaches the hyper carry stage, that's going to be amazing for
Right,
Kuala
that's the
Lumpur
thing.
Hunters.
Looking at a jungle Nasus at the 14-minute mark with that many number of stacks is actually pretty good. And I think most of the cards here, he's at 303 as well. So lots of income under his belt. He can afford to do many things. QTV going under the turret. XXF going to try to defend this one. He gets a proc of Silver Bolt. Not doing too well. And uses the ultimate. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the Condemn coming in a little bit late because the Hammering Blow actually comes in and picks up the kill onto XXF.
That's right, yeah. Most, the standard QE combo with To the Skies and Thundering Blow picks that one up. Golden tries to come in for the defense and he's just going to stay around to clear the turrets, and that's all in good fun. But on the other hand, SAJ managed to take this dragon out as well.
Yeah, so the second dragon of the game going to SAJ. So first dragon taken by the Kuala Lumpur Hunters earlier because of the punishment in the red jungle, and since they've seen Goldens in the top lane, they decide to just brute force their way to take the second dragon.
It's looking really good for them right now. Minas though hasn't built up any of the big items yet. At least Caitlyn has that PF sword, so the lane harass is actually much stronger than say the Bam Scepter, which just gives sustain in the lane.
Yeah. And the Bloodthirster just got picked up by Wildlands here, so that's going to give another power spike to Caitlyn in the middle stages of this game.
Right, Minas will need to buy items soon. He's already at like 2.2k gold in the bank, so he can afford to pick up a few big items. Maybe a Sheen if he wanted to, or even that Fate alongside, well, I think that's about it for now. Probably save it just a bit more, but no, he goes back.
Let's just
seems to buy the BF sword.
So he's looking for the Bloodthirster as well. I mean, the additional attack damage coming in from the Bloodthirster would definitely allow him to increase that burst potential as a Lucian as well. So
right, so what that says though is that he isn't going to go for the Trinity Force because it will scalp. It's a bit too late. It's either that and going for the Static Shift, which is quite popular for Lucians who build the Bloodthirster.
Yeah, the elemental build, some people might
The elemental build, that's right. So that kind of helps out a lot in his burst phase. But unlike Caitlyn, it's not going to scale up as well as he goes later on. Nick's Water gets the Q, R combo onto Wildlands, takes a bit of damage, missing out the binding.
And Red Horde is kind of getting caught out there, forces to build a flash as QTV actually rotates to the mid lane, and it seems that SAJ really wants to take this middle turret right now.
But with that, XSF will do the split push Vayne. Now that is something which actually SAJ has done before as well. And they're going to try to siege down this mid lane to not make it a wasted effort of letting Vayne free farm in the bot.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to take the turret first because KLH is doing a fantastic job actually defending, especially with Nasus using his E to actually try to help with some wave clear, and the Spirit Fire actually for the wave clear, and it seems that it may take a few more waves before SAJ actually takes on the middle turret.
It's super difficult for them right now to do that, and they had to send QTV back into that bottom lane as a result just to clear it. Now with QTV, what they could have done though is that they could have sieged down that mid lane, do a bit of a poke comp coming out, and pick up that turret. But because he's the only one who can visibly go up against Vayne at the moment, that was the whole reason why they had to send him away.
Yeah, and with Vayne rotating back to the mid, we may just see KLH actually come in and punish this turret siege. And we had the last bounce coming in.
Here comes the last bounce. Of course, Judy at the side as well, hopping the ultimate. Safety going to the Bloodwell form with the big crow storm at the side. Kuala picks up one kill. Safety goes down, XFF picks that one up. Junie gonna get hit by the ace in the hole. A double kill coming in, and it's just madness. Tainted One's dropping extremely low by QTV. Will die from this one. Will Wallace be given that kill? A triple kill. This is looking very dire for the side. It's a full ace with 0 deaths for KLH.
That's really good coordination. They asked XXF to actually rotate down the middle so they can actually pull off a 5v4 before QTV can actually join the fight, and they executed it brilliantly.
That is rotation mastery, and you know, I have to be honest, I have not seen KLH play at this level for just the longest time. So let's go to a replay and see exactly how that turned out.
Yeah, we actually have here the Tainted Ones and Red Hot Rays moving on to the side. We should see the Elastic Slingshot come in and followed by the Let's Bounce. He kind of airballs that Elastic Slingshot right there. So you actually have the Let's Bounce. The Soul Shackles coming out from Junie. Doesn't really do much. Red Hot Rays actually puts out a fantastic fear into the Condemn on Safety. And Safety forces to use the Bloodwell passive. And Tainted One's taking a huge chunk onto Nick's Water. Wildlands picking up that kill. Wildlands will pick up the second kill onto Safety. No, actually XXF picks up that kill. The ace in the hole comes in, picking up the second kill for Wildlands onto Junie, and then the great slingshot into QTV, allowing Tainted Ones to actually walk away from that fight, and that perfect ace coming in from KLH.
Right, so what I want to point out with that one was that, well, before that happens, see Tainted Ones coming from the side, gets the widow off to Junie, tons of damage coming in, and this Nasus has been a beast. Okay, what I want to point out for that fight particularly was that it was all the frontliners doing some massive disruption at the back lines, and the priority choosing of targets was phenomenal from KLH. They knew which people to take out. Nick's Water was one of the first to die. Minas as well was caught in the bad position.
And then Safety got taken out. QTV joined the fight way too late, got caught out of position, and just gave the ace.
That's right, so that's, I mean, when it comes down to it, KLH has been performing well in terms of positioning as compared to SAJ. It feels super weird because usually SAJ has superior positioning compared to these guys.
Yeah, it's kind of like SAJ getting beaten by their own game, because we saw XXF split push and make the rotation down. So could you say that, you know, KLH kind of learning something from their book? Whoa.
That's something they would have done. Junie here manages to still get hit by the Wither, gets the chain off the Tainted Ones, but it's not going to be enough. Now once you have that Spirit of the Ancient Golem in your arsenal, CC means very little to Nasus.
Definitely, and KLH looking very confident this game. They're already 4,000 gold up against the Saigon Jokers, and it seems that they definitely want to transition. Allowing both AD carries to pick up the free farm is definitely going to help them even more.
It's not the best decision. Extending tons of damage here by QTV. Gets a beautiful condemn off, but looks like the electric field will be the one that takes him out.
Yeah. It was nearly a win there for XXF.
It was really close there for XXF. He managed to get that condemn, which was just so key in that fight. But with that, KLH goes on a 4-man rampage in this top lane. They've got Tainted Ones and the great part about Nasus. Oh, they're using the culling for its most effective use yet. Wave clearing.
Yeah, most effective use yet in this game. So
I personally find the culling a really weak skill.
It doesn't. A lot of people feel that it just doesn't synergize with the kit on use.
Yeah, he doesn't do much with it, which is kind of sad. Oh, and a very nice intercept here coming in from them. Nick's Water spared the bullet.
And the sieging potential coming in from KLH is definitely much better because of the fact that they actually have Caitlyn and Fiddlesticks. So, you know, if SAJ really wants to prevent these sieges from happening and losing turrets, and they don't want to bleed out any more of these global objectives, they definitely have to come in with Safety and QTV from the side, and Nick's Water coming in at the end to just do some major cleanup. Yeah,
that's exactly what they need. It's this ability to just go in, pick off the priority targets, and then get out. They need to do that. Okay, KLH picking up their second rank of the game. Looking really good, sitting with 33.9k gold as to 29.5, and this only at 22-minute mark. I expect these guys to build big items soon. Looks like Caitlyn might, well, she's in a weird place. She has the pieces for both the attack speed upgrade, either the Stag Shift or the Phantom Dancers.
Yeah, he built up the last
but she was up the last whisper instead. So she kind of said she went iffy on the whole which upgrade to go for. Lucian on the other hand has more farm but less overall goal. He's almost there at the last whisper as well. He doesn't really, that's the thing I like about Lucian, he doesn't really need the early attack speed or the early crit because he's all about chaining his skills and getting the best out of the Light Slinger. They get a very nice chain onto goal. That's He pops that gigantic let's bounce. It's really tiny, and a lot of the bounces coming in for Darkwind. Here comes the Crow Storm. Big party. Judy is the first to fall.
Yeah, well, I must say that was an extremely good thundering blow coming out of QTV,
yeah.
preventing the engage coming from Golden. So they kind of saved themselves from that little fight there, and as we saw there, the E coming in out from Lucian actually just dispelling the winner itself.
Right, and the 23-minute Baron coming in now might not be the best thing, especially if you're going up against QTV, who has a Jace. Now anything that's Jace or Diddly, if you're in that Baron pit, you are asking for trouble. It's just super difficult to survive it under siege.
Yeah, and not forgetting he has already completed the last Whisper as well as the Brutalizer. They rotate to the mid lane and pick up their third turret of the game. All the outer turrets already destroyed on both sides of the teams, and it seems that the map is finally fully over to both sides.
Yeah, that's going to be incredible, especially now that they're going to go. We've seen KLH go for those big objectives like Baron already. They're starting to attempt it. So both teams are going to be on high alert in warding that place up and creating picks off.
Yeah, Nyx Warner is not having one of the best games so far, because I feel that if you're playing LeBlanc, you definitely want to go for the roam and get some picks onto the AD carries. Wildlands and XXF doesn't have one of the highest HPs in the game, definitely as AD carries, so Nyx Warner has his eye on them, definitely.
Well, one thing I like though is that, one thing I don't like is that he went for the Chalice of the Harmony, which doesn't really do all that much against a team like KLH. Now, if you wanted the CDR, you could easily go for the Morello Nomicon, which also will help against the high lifesteal that will come out eventually from Caitlyn, Vayne, and there's Zac, and you want to always take that concern because he will always heal with his passive, and Morello Nomicon is such a great health cutter.
Yeah, and KLH seems to want to siege up this Baron, but I don't think it's a very good decision coming from them, and it seems that they are just trying to turn their attention to the mid lane, trying to catch up.
Oh, getting a very nice condemn here. XXF forcing Safety to burn that flash.
Yeah, so let's just see what the next objective is going to be, because it seems that KLH really want to kind of clear out the wards in the Baron area.
And Beauty gets a very nice hit off there. Gets hit by a trap though, and the Let's Bounce pop. Tons of ultimates coming in for one support player. They've got one down, and will they try to go? Yes, they're pinging the Baron once again. They are thinking about doing this. Oh, Wiles gets hit by the Shock Blast Acceleration Gate combo. Tons of damage coming out from that one.
Yeah, it seems that SAJ is not worried because they feel that KLH can't really complete the Baron that fast, because it seems that they're just off to the side a bit, and they do not have any vision on the Baron pit at this moment.
Right.
So
it can be very worrying if you're playing on the side of SAJ now, because you're playing in the dark.
it seems that they really want to force KLH to do this force Baron, as they actually build out all the way to the mid lane, trying to take as many global objectives as possible.
Right, and in trade for the Baron buff, SAJ will try to go as deep as they possibly can.
Yeah, they take down one turret, and now the entire team of KLH is starting to recall. They are already knocking onto the inhibitor turret, taking already destroying it really quickly.
Wow, so this is SAJ with the right response. At the very most, they shouldn't have given up their Baron too easily, but this is actually a really great movement on their part. Minas coming from the side. Will they try to catch someone off guard and try to get a kill? No, Tainted Ones walking forward with that buff in hand, gets stopped by the Dark Binding, and Red Hot Rays have just planted that one defensive ward. So,
like you said, the trade definitely better on the side of SAJ. They took down 2 turrets and the inhibitor for the Baron buff, but the fact is still that KLH has that gold lead and the Baron buff as well, so they can, if I were them, I would just if I feel confident enough to win the team fight, build up the mid lane, destroy them in the team fight, and just take the in response, take the inhibitor from there as well.
I think that's a great idea, especially since now they finally built up those big items. I'm still not a fan of the Vayne with the Triforce. It doesn't seem to be the best, most effective way for me, because you still can get tear apart by bruisers. What she is lucky though is that I think QTV will not have such an easy time going onto her, seeing that there's still 6 Zac and Master to complete. But in any other circumstances, it feels kind of weak. With that being, and like you mentioned just now that all 5 that have the Baron buff, they can kind of bulldoze their way through it.
Yeah, very strong tanky front line coming in from KLH, and the back line, yes, they're squishy, but the damage output coming in from both champions, especially the Triforce on Vayne, yes, it may not synergize very well, but the fact is, after that tumble, the amount of damage that one tumble can do is going to be catastrophic.
Yeah, it is actually really, it's nice to see, that's for sure. So next warrior here coming in, gets the chain of the Goldens. They get spotted by this pink ward, but they are unaware. Tainted Ones' Oracles has already dropped off. And instead, they're trying to go for prize number 2, which is Dragon.
Yeah, but a huge wave coming in from the Saigon Jokers in the top lane. It seems that that wave may just push on to the top outer inner turret actually, and let's just see whether they send either XXF or Wildlands to respond to that wave push.
Yeah, I expected to go for something a bit more tankier. Go up in the top lane. Oh, when SAJ comes, only to find out that the Dragon is not there.
Yeah, empty Dragon Pit. Late to the party.
Late to the party for sure. 2GB picks up his items. He's got his mobility boot, so you definitely know he wants to roam about just a bit more.
Nick's Water hasn't been finding any of the picks lately, and it's going to be frustrating for a LeBlanc player to have no kills, no assists.
That's very, very sad.
Two
actually.
deaths.
Yeah, that actually kind of stinks if you're playing LeBlanc, because the one thing you want is definitely to snowball. If you can't even snowball that champion, she becomes really weak towards the late game, and you need a ton of items just to catch up.
Yeah, and with the game coming to somewhat of a standstill because of the inhibitor pushing and the Baron buff from KLH, I expect them to just kind of defend all their lanes. And not forgetting, with the middle inhibitor down, the side lane minions actually get a health boost, so naturally the side lanes will be pushing, the middle lane will be pushing, and KLH is just forced to be on the defensive. So it's kind of the first time that KLH is on a full-on defensive position in the game.
Right, it's not like they have a choice really, because like you were saying, how the inhibitor gives them an advantage here for SAJ. What I won't be surprised is that SAJ starts doing the split push now more than ever, because QTV will be able to do it from the side. His items suggest that he can fight against some of these hard initiators, peel them off for a short while, and then those boots might kick in.
Yeah, and it seems that KLH is not willing to make that push up because they don't feel that confident at the moment, because one wrong team fight can just spell the end of the game for them. We saw how quickly SAJ just pushed down the turret. They too have kind of a double AD composition because QTV just wrecks turrets as well.
Yeah, when you're Jace and Lucian, the cool part about it is that they have these good attack speed steroids. So for Lucian, it's not really an attack speed steroid, but anytime he casts a spell, he gets the extra one shot in at 50% damage. While Jace, on the other hand, can just use his W while he's in the cannon form. Free attacks, man. Free attack speed at maximum. It's so good.
Yeah. And KLH recognizes this power coming in from SAJ, and they are just going to play on the defensive. Their Baron buff is already worn out, so it seems that they may just wait for the next Baron, or at least the inhibitor to respawn before they actually do anything funny. The ward control coming in from the side of both teams. None of them are putting in very deep wards. The Saigon Jokers, I don't think they have oracles on them at this moment. Let's see if Safety has any oracles, but just now they're kind of littering the ward, sending QTV to do the split push, and the rest of the team just rotating down and see if they can actually pick up the second inner turret for themselves. And yes, they do. 6 turrets to 4.
This is a very nice play coming from SAJ. They were behind. I mean, they still are behind. But the best part is that they actually managed to catch out all these big, these big objectives. They're rotating in this place where you can just go for the turret. You can't be stopped just because of the delay time from your opponents to react to it. Goldens, XXF, Tainted Ones, Wildlands, and then Hotways, they need a solution to this quick push and rotation that the rest of the team is dishing out.
Yeah, when talking about quick pushes, look at 5 men. 5 men up the mid lane, they really want to take the turret. The inhibitor has already respawned, so like I said, waiting for the inhibitor to respawn before actually doing anything, so now they definitely want to siege that turret.
They have no choice. Wow, Tainted Ones running real low from that fight. And it's just harass. That harass was enough to chop him down to about half health.
Yeah, 1 Dark Binding with the acceleration gate combo followed by Lucian's Piercing Light, and that's definitely going to do a ton of damage.
It's more than enough, that's for sure. So with that being said, SAJ manages to get that wave clear really on strong.
Yeah, with QTV having the items that he has now, well, let's see, it's 32 minutes and that Burra mana is still not up yet. So it seems that the nerf to the Tear of the Gods is kind of hurting QTV, so let's just see, especially, we have to note when that Muramana comes up, and the moment it comes up, the power spike coming in from QTV is going to be insane.
Yeah, it's almost there already.
720 out of 750 stacks, so just in a while more, and I expect SAJ to just go in for the fight as soon as the Muramana is up.
They can push so well now, they just need to barrel down that middle lane, and once they have it, the waves will be pushed out once again. I think that siege potential is really looking extremely good, so just with Jace alone, you have just a plethora of things to go into the side.
Yeah, the poke coming out from the side of Saigon Jokers, especially just the fact that they have Jace on their team, is going to be really scary for KLH. But they still have to be very afraid of the slingshot coming in from Golden, so let's just see how...
Oh, that big burst coming in, forcing the flash out of Red Hot Race. Golden follows up, uses the Let's Bounce. Will it be enough? Yes, the Ignite takes off, and Golden picks up that kill.
Nixwater not having a good game at all, unable to burst down Red Hot Race in his burst combo because Red Hot Race just kind of... he missed the ethereal chains and Red Hot Race just flashed away.
Yeah, and overall that was just very nicely done by KLH.
Once again, they're going to go for the Baron. Will SAJ just mill down the entire mid lane? It seems that they will, and they are hoping to pick up the inhibitor from that.
Yep, they want to go do the exact same thing they did earlier on in the fight. KLH now going to barrel down onto Baron, while SAJ on ahead pick up a second turret. Same lane, turret number 2.
Oh, this is just deja vu all over again.
They want to go this one more time. That's crazy. SAJ going down to the ball lane, trying to clear it out, push it up a bit more, while they said we can just sit there and wait it out.
Yeah, not so deja vu anymore because KLH decides to just barrel through the mid lane. Yeah, with XXF and Wallen hitting on the turret, Inter one tanking it, I think they should be able to pick up this middle inhibitor turret.
Okay, he's actually doing pretty well. The thing is that right now Nixwater has no way of burning any of these champions down. There is no one-hit KO combo that Nixwater can do on anyone. Not even Caitlyn, who picked up the Banshee's Veil. So yeah, you're right, man. It's kind of a sticky game for him right now.
Yeah. So Baron buff on the side of KLH and inhibitor down against for KLH as well. So
right.
Saigon Jokers had that minion advantage, a minion pushing advantage once again.
And they get another dragon this game.
Literally deja vu.
Yes, it's the same thing. And one thing I like though that KLH is showing, every time we pressure you somewhere, we can track your movements. We're gonna go take another objective. They don't need kills to change to objectives anymore. They just need to know the pressure and where it's being focused at and create these opportunities.
Yeah, in the first Baron we saw KLH kind of like, what do we do? They didn't really know what to do, but well, the second time is kind of the charm for them because they took the Baron, immediately milled down mid lane, took the inhibitor turret, and you know, kind of finally gained an advantage out of that.
And Nixwater, his items are really lackluster compared to the rest of the other teams. Let's just check out the goal here for a moment and see what it's looking like. He's at 8,426 gold, and that is significantly lower than most of the carries.
Yeah, the fact that he has almost comparable gold to Safety, who's the jungler of the team, kind of speaks a lot to how well Nixwater is playing this game. I mean, he did rather well in the lane, and like I said, being in the bottom lane, especially during the laning phase, prevents any sort of roam coming in from a LeBlanc.
Exactly.
So that kind of hurt, that lane swap.
That hurt, yeah. So, I don't know, like SAJ has a very good chance of making that comeback right now. I'm just wondering what they want to do about it. Because Nixwater needs to be that pivotal player at the very least.
Yeah, and with the Baron buff onto KLH, I don't think SAJ wants to go for that poke we were talking about with QTV. He has the blue buff, the Muramana is up, and the burst potential coming in from the shock blast and acceleration gate is going to hurt a lot. But the Baron buff kind of negates that because of the regen, so SAJ is going to just be happy to take up some farm from the side lanes and any lane that's pushing and just wait for the Baron buff to expire. So it's on the owners of KLH to actually
make a play. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So Golden just back out to the side. They get the ace in the hole. HQTV blocks that one out. Charging up the elastic slingshot. Chooses not to go in and instead just goes all over the creep. Bottom lane looking extremely volatile, coming back up top. KLH getting farmed by this entire group. Looks like everything's hitting the fan. They're still going for that turret. Golden jumps in, the last 60 shot gets the let's bounce on the next water. Will it be enough? No. XXF picks up that kill. Very easy done. He picks up a second one off Junie.
So KLH making the plays there because they managed to pick up the inhibitor from that fight, definitely, and 2 kills in the favor of KLH with only tainted ones going down. So a 1-for-2 trade and the inhibitor, and they are really not stopping.
Yeah, KLH has the prerogative to end this game right now. I mean, they got double AD carries on that front line and just waiting to see all that. Except for some second kill safety, actually going really low. Has not enough, no blood will pass him up. QTB dropping on the side, Golden splitting into 4 little jelly jam boblets. Safety's gonna pick this one up. Easy peasy. No, and then
Golden's actually coming back up, using the slingshot to try to get away.
Oh,
and QTB actually picks up that kill.
Wow, I thought it was gonna be like a troll thing to do.
So KLH making the very good play, coming up with the inhibitor, but decides to stay a little bit too long, giving SAJ some hope left.
Right. I mean, it's a bit of a crazy game with these guys, and then back and forth quite a bit, and we're already hitting the 40-minute mark very, very soon. 61.5k to 51.4k goal. Safety, SAJ has had a bit of a rough game, simply because they haven't got the farm. Their early use of the LeBlanc was pretty poor, and it hasn't created that many opportunities. Yes, they've been rotating well, but rotations can only get you so far if you can't get your champions to do the roles they were built for.
Yeah, Nick's Water really needs that farm now, and because he's unable to do anything at this moment, KLH will just easily pick him off. LeBlanc doesn't have the high burst potential at this moment. LeBlanc's not a tank, LeBlanc doesn't do DPS, and basically LeBlanc in the 40-minute mark right now, useless. Almost completely useless.
Yeah, she needs more items. She'll definitely need to pick up like the void stuff just to get through the spirit visages, to get through the guardian angels, banshees will. Yeah, no way you're going to get through that without just at least the void stuff.
Yeah, actually even without these defensive items, I don't think her one rotation will be able to pick off even XXF or Wildlands at this point of the game. Right. Especially with the items that Nick's Water has brought up now.
Right. So that being said, they're going for the standstill in the mid lane once again. SAJ here getting a lot of the free clear. Really easy for them considering the champs they have.
So SAJ still wants to... I really like what Junie has picked up because of the oracles, and he has done a very good job actually taking out most of the wards in the side of SAJ's own jungle. So this kind of prevents KLH from doing any sort of picks in the jungle itself, and with the Baron actually coming up in the next 40 seconds or so, that I feel will be the next objective for both teams to contest for.
Well, they have to right now with 30 seconds left on the clock for the Baron buff. KLH has so much to go for right now. Golden gets chunked by the Dark Binding and the Tormented Soil.
Yeah, and you know, one of the biggest threats coming in for KLH, against KLH, is actually QTV. He is 8-3, picked up an Infinity Edge on top of the Black Cleaver, Last Whisper, and the Muramana, and he has built a Bilge Water Cutlass, showing that he wants to go for the Blade of the Ring King. So he's going to be an extreme threat, because if they don't take out QTV, the damage over time, especially from the pokes coming in, and like I said, the damage is going to be very dangerous on the side of
They need QGB to be this very pivotal player right now, because if he doesn't get that Banshee's Veil down, there's no way he can go hard and engage and expect to kite Wildlands. And to be fair, QTB is the only person right now who has the capability and potential to go far, or at least deal damage on XXF.
Yeah, and having QTV on the team, I think it's right now the fate of Saigon Jokers is going to rest in QTV's hands. That is for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Look at that. Infinity Edge, Black Cleaver, Last Whisper, Muramana, and the Blade of the Ring King like you were mentioning. This guy is going to be packing a big punch.
And SAJ playing very, very dangerously here. They saw the entire KLH going back, and they decided to start the Baron. The Baron's going down extremely fast, and it seems they are able to pick out this Baron. A slight miss-smite there that could have caused some trouble. Golden's coming in to actually go for the engage, and let's see if KLH can go for the counter initiation onto SAJ. QTV taken very low.
Oh, now that QTV's down, this is KLH's game to win. The Fear, Spell Immunity. They forgot about that one. And Junie dropping Extreme Logan, coming with XXF. Ooh, with a big place, and of course, Violent picks that kill up, even though XXF did most of the damage. Safety having used that direct flight to jump away. Will they clear this game up? Lucian's left. He's sticking around.
Taser was popping the Fury of the Sands, and Nick's Water, the rotation itself not even able to pick up XXF. It seems that KLH off the Baron play, a kind of mistake from the Saigon Jokers. It seems that they... Oh, the inhibitor respawn. What a time for the inhibitor respawn.
The anti-climatic powers of the inhibitor never cease to amaze me. This happened on day one as well.
It happened yesterday as well.
Yeah, so always the anti-climatic inhibitor powers. And with that, KLH actually untie the score and go one step ahead, securing themselves at 4th place within the tables at the end of day one. End of day 3, week 2. My goodness. So that was actually a really long game, and